Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where we're now just flying over the brand new industrial park that we built in the last episode. Now, there's many reasons why we needed to build this and why it was kind of vital that we got it in. One, we had a huge surplus of industrial demand and we were not producing enough of the farming products that we required to kind of keep up with the production levels. We've got a surplus of every single one of the materials, but the material goods, they were slightly slacking, and to be honest with you, they're still slacking, but we put a huge a huge dent into the deficit. It was a lot worse than what it was. But, very foolish of me. Now, if I can go back in time, I probably still would do it. I did build the switch-on building that requires minerals and plastics to produce electronics, and the farmer building, which requires chemicals to produce pharmaceuticals, which means instead of kind of building factories that produce farming goods, we had factories that started to produce goods for these two factories. Now, I'm not going to complain. It is really good. It has provided with us so many jobs, which is perfect. We just need to keep on building more industry and just getting more set up. But it really has now started to increase our exports and us making more money. But the big problem is with the amount of jobs that we have now provided ourselves with this kind of industrial park, we now need a lot more residents because we have too many jobs available. Now, we're going to do some expansions to some of our towns to try and bring in a fair few new amount of residents. We're going to kind of build more farms as well, kind of get that all slowly expanding around the industrial park. I asked you guys to give me a name suggestion for the park last episode. We got the perfect one for it. And guess what, guys? Out of the blue, I checked the ground pollution, and it's finally pushing itself back, and it's no longer in this area. So finally we can get residents moved into this side of FarmTown. Oh my goodness me, we've been waiting so long. So if you haven't enjoyed the series, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. And I asked you guys to give me a name suggestion for this. Now, as soon as it's near the town of Cattlemore, it was kind of obvious a lot of you guys wanted me to kind of name it after something to do with Cattlemore. And the most obvious one, and a few people suggested this, is to call it Cattlemore Park. Basic, simple, yes I know, but it's an extension of an industrial area from a nearby village / town. That's how these places just generally kind of just get their name. Pretty good, right? So, we got tons of expansion to do. We got tons of new roads that we got to link up. But I want to first focus on building more residential areas. Now, it does feel really dark. And I think that's mainly down to the fact that it pretty much is winter. That's pretty much what it is. The current theme right now, it's winter. It's January. I'm not actually sure when it doesn't become winter in this game, when it goes to spring. I'm not quite sure in this map. I really should be paying attention to this. I should know about the weather, really, kind of considering that we're building around a farming industry. But look at the trees, boys. Look at how green this area now looks. Obviously, it's very dark, but the trees look really good, don't they? They're now starting to fill all these little areas. I like it. I really like it. So let's start with this area over here, then. This would be the perfect kind of selection area that we're going to work with increasing the population. Now, nearby, we have our train station. We do have a bus route, which I can make it kind of wind through the new area that we're going to build right now. So let's try and maximize it with building some houses. So bringing this all the way across. Oh, we got some serious lag here on the go. Are we going to go? Hello? Can I expand my road? There we go. That took a little bit longer than it should have. And I'm trying to make sure... And it's probably not going to work. But you know we had those issues with trying to get the alignments correctly in this area? Well, I'm about to start seeing those issues pop up quite often now. But we'll see what we can do here anyway. Going to bring us across so we can take it all the way to the end there. So we can maximize it. Now, I don't have to kind of do a split or just keep it as it is. We'll probably just keep it as it is. And I'm going to run this up so far and then cut it in. And then the same for this as well. It's just trying to figure out where the best areas would be to run this kind of stuff. So if I went to there and then cut that in. Because you're kind of facing this edge in here. And I think it would be nice to kind of do like a nice little path that walks around the edges of the riverbed. And then we can kind of plant some trees, and it'll be a nice walkable area. And it creates these little 90-degree sections on the road, which become like little mini parks and stuff like that. So if we can kind of keep to that, that will be kind of pretty sweet. Bring that down to there. So why is this road here gone all of a sudden so funky? The game, at times, it amuses me. Now I'm going to bring that down to there. Whoa, has that just messed up my road there? What happened here? You often wonder, like, is the game okay? Who hurt you, game? Who hurt you? There we go, to mess up my stuff like that. Anyway, so this will be our first area here, which we are going to build somewhat of a, I wouldn't say high density, but it'll be like a taller style building. Because we've got the big medical university near us. And stuff like that, we can add more to it. But before we do go any further, this school is already overpopulated. We're going to build in a secondary elementary school, and I'm going to place it over here. Can I get it there? We'll place it just here instead then. So I'll place it opposite the medical kind of university and extension on, because this is going to all of a sudden now get super busy. So I want to take advantage of it, of this area getting populated. So what style of residential do we go with? We can go for the low rent housing, which I might put more over this side, but we've got to control how big it is. Now it does fit those little gaps there on a 2 on a 2. Because if you can control the size, you can have the high density and not have tall buildings. That's the kind of the bonus you get out of it. So if I build like that and there, I can build these to there. Because we've pretty much just spent all of our high density demands. That doesn't quite touch the edges. I want it to all touch the edges. So that doesn't actually grow itself. We'll go on for some medium density now. Which will place some medium density over here. So what if I go by a 3? Yeah, we can get a 3 in there. It's something a little bit different. It's something a little bit different to what we would normally do. And then we're going to change it up this way. Like that. So we'll fill in all those little gaps there. Do one there and then one there. Has something happened here? Oh no. So why can't you go back? Okay, that's not what I want it to do. That's not what I want this area to do. I was kind of hoping, you know what, we'll just do it like this instead. Right, will that work? It won't even work with that? Okay, right. Scrap this idea. What if I go by a 4 then? Okay, that seemed to work. So we'll do that as well. Now, does it go back that far as well? I think it... Or is it this far? Right, I gotta scrap this idea all over again now. This is the fun of this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it is a 5. Oh, how foolish of me. How foolish of me right there. Can I, like, get it to fill that whole little gap there? You wonder sometimes how this game fully functions. You do wonder. Right, scrap that then. Delete you, you, and you. Who would have thought that this would have been such a pain to squeeze something in? Right, a few different sized buildings there, but hey ho. It is what it is, I suppose. It is what it is. That kind of annoyed me. That has kind of annoyed me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Right, some medium density row housing. So we'll get the row housing over here, which shouldn't be an issue. And then we go for some larger variations. If I go to there first, it kind of then makes it all work in one direction. Now, making sure that we get the full length of the buildings. That's what I like to see. That will fill completely up the little schooling areas as well. Now, considering that we had all that demand, they don't really want to spend all of that demand, do they? Now, we'll try and get some low density over on this side. So, we'll come out there. Now, hopefully there's no issue. Oh my goodness me. You're like, hopefully there's no issues. And then guess what, boys? There's issues. There's major issues. Right, I'm going to run that up. I'm going to run that up to a 112. Cut that right across. It's just annoying, isn't it? It is super annoying. I mean, what you could also do, and it's something I haven't really utilized in a long time, is just building a grid. You know what I mean? You could just go this far. But even then, building the grid can be kind of annoying. So what if I go to here? I mean, not bad, but then you get that annoyance. Like, why? What road's out? This road runs against this building. So surely it can't be that. You know what I mean? This is all the stuff that you have to kind of question yourself with. Right, I'm adding a little bend here. For a little bit of decor. And that's where the walkways are going to start. For the little path edges. Whoa, that went weird. Okay, that one was my fault. I will give it that. That one was my fault. It still looks a little bit wonky, doesn't it? No, I think it's the way the camera angle is. Right, okay. So, low density residential, while we do have the demand, we're going to completely fill these areas up here. Oh, I didn't get an additional road in here, did I? Right, we'll just slightly extend over. Was it worth it in the end? Probably not. Probably not. Right, get that all in for now, because it's about spending the demand and see how far we can kind of run with it. We'll get some row houses in here as well. That's not a row house. But it is medium density. You know what? We'll scrap that off. Put you in there. Put you in there. Go the full shebang. We'll do one there. There. Get you all in there. You boys all in there. And then delete the shorter ones so it all fills in the little nooks and crannies. And then that little gap there, we'll do medium there like that. So again, there's a little bit of a contrast between the different housing levels and styles. So it works beautifully. We'll see how we get on. These buildings are now slowly coming in. We got to wait for that high density demand to come in, but we should see a lot of traffic coming and forming around this area. So let's slightly adjust the bus routes. So we have a bus stop coming in here. We'll make it turn in and go up and around and then back down. And the next bus stop isn't until over there. So if I have a stop on this side there, I'm going to implement one right at the top here. And then we'll do one there. So then this bus route comes into there. It'll then go into there. And then into there. So it just kind of collects people as a little bit of a mini radius. Train stations nearby, which is really handy for commuters. Right. Okay, so we'll let that grow a little bit. We'll come back to it. There's still actually space I've got to place down stuff in. We've got a lot of medium density. So I might just fill this all up right now with medium density. Same with this. And just see how it naturally decides to build itself. Or it's not the signature building there. Right, we'll come back in a minute and do the edging going around. We'll come back and do that for FarmTown. Let's just add in a few more little farmers around this area to try and build up the kind of the surplus. To really then trigger the need for factories to produce those goods. So we're going to get the dirt road here. And we will, because I want to make it transition just right. So we'll do that and then push a road down just here. That road can connect up. We'll then go quite large here and snap in. Now, are we keeping how these roads flow in? Is the next question. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I feel like I've got to sneeze right now. I might delete just to there. Because we've got to find the transition. Oh, I do apologize, guys. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm not feeling too good. I'm a little bit under the weather. But we roll, boys, we roll. I think we should find the kind of deciding road that transitions everything. So, and I don't know whether I want it to come up this way or no. I feel like I want it to transition nicely somewhere. Do I get to transition off this road here? Right, let me just see for a second. If that ran straight, right, and then if I upgraded this road here to being that thickness. Right, this will make sense in just a minute. This will make sense in just a minute, boys. And then that there is a 159. Right, I'm going to make this stick out a little bit more. Make it come out to about there. So the bend's a little bit shorter. 95, 96, which kind of then works onto that, which kind of works out. To where that can kind of just pass through for now. But that's the main contradicting road. I'm actually going to delete that and push that farm right against the edges. Where this road leads all the way to here. Okay? That is the main jig of road. I might build a small little village or town around there. Nothing too big. And this is where all this is going to kind of connect and run to it. So I can't see us doing much of this. So I'm going to bend this road into it. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I completely messed it up now, haven't I? So if I brought this to there. Now, that road is a 44, which is hard to kind of comprehend almost. 44 by 40, 48 by 47 we've got now. So that bends in there like that. It transitions pretty nice, that does. It does transition pretty nice. And this is how we're going to treat the roads in this area. So if that snaps there, we'll kind of cut across to about there. And let the bend take place. So the bend happens a little bit away. So we, in many ways, we've kept that in, but we've got this now speedier route. But it also allows us to extend the residential areas around here as well. So you can kind of see how it all transitions from the farming area. So this will be all farming. Very good, very good, very good. We'll extend this farm now, providing that it does go through the radius, which it should do. So that's just been made a little bit bigger. Nice, 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 nice. And we'll see now if there's anywhere we can kind of delete some rows to squeeze some more in. Now, I don't really know what type of farm I need. So I've just built that, not knowing what actual products I need to kind of create more of a surplus of. But I suppose any doesn't hurt. So that was just vegetable there, wasn't it? Yeah. So what do I have the lowest surplus of? It is cotton. Okay. Okay. So we'll kind of plant down a few cotton places. Where's the farm for that? Can the farm here reach all the way over there? No, okay, it can't. I think I was hopefully wishing then. I really was. Right. Let's squeeze a load of farms in now, just trying to bulk it all up, and then we'll go back and sort the little edging of the road out in the FarmTown area. So I'm liking this because we're also now getting the ability to run the farms right against the edge of the factories. And try and make sure that the orientations keep changing. So we can all be a little bit different moving around. So some of these farms are going to be smaller than others, but I suppose it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, some you can combine and maybe kind of squeeze one out of the two. But it's also nice to see a little bit of the chaos. Right, just there. So this is a lot of cotton, but in reality, they're not really that big of a farm. So it won't really do much for us in that kind of sense. Right, I'm going for a nice large one here. Huge, boys. Huge. I'm going to do a small one here. Right, we'll kind of leave that for now. And then see how we're getting on with it. Because this is also providing a fair few new amount of jobs as well. That fits it in quite nice. And you can now slowly start to see this being engulfed by farms. I don't know whether to leave a little bit of Greenland strip, actually, when you think about it, down the backside. And grow some trees. I don't know. What do you guys reckon about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. Right, let's have a little bit of a fast forward then. They've got a bunch of buildings now down. Looking quite important. That school will soon get filled. And provide us more over there. It's looking pretty good. I won't lie. Oh, we got a little bit of a gem over here. Oh, I see why. Road maintenance vehicle. It's always the root cause of like 90% of traffic jams is a road maintenance vehicle. How busy is this becoming, by the way? It's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. It's actually not too bad. Now, I think we're going to put on maybe this road here, on the bend, a little riverside town, which I think will be pretty nice. And I don't know whether to make boats come to it, but we'll leave that for like a future kind of update. We've now got a major road that tears through, so it'll speed things up for us quite heavily. We'll extend this road going down, and then that will allow me to place down a bunch of this low density residential, which is quite a lot of demand for. FarmTown's growing. FarmTown needs a little bit of an expansion in terms of its border and radius. Another question. Do I turn this area into a different zone, like how we have Sierra Valley and South Sierra Valley? Do I make this FarmTown and then North FarmTown? What do you guys reckon? Let me know in the comment section. Fools. Right, let's bring this down here. And let's now take a look at the path. So, in terms of terrain tools, we don't really have much we can work with. Like, you know, if I want to do like a key wall, it doesn't really work like that, and nor can I get too close. Now, I don't want to do a key wall, as nice as it may look. I don't particularly want to do a key wall, because I want to have a nice little walkable path. So, as my cat now meows at me, because even she is so excited of the fact that I should do no key walls, we're just going to figure this out. So, we're going to try and set it up in little areas first. So, where we would kind of have it crisscross, we'll kind of do that just to kind of set up where the runs are kind of going to take place. So, I'll do it like this there. Maybe this could actually run pretty parallel almost, and we'll have like little connections to it that kind of V into it, and we'll have some bends. So let's now think about doing some of these bends, by the way. So that runs pretty straight. So it looks plain and boring at the moment. You know what I mean? But it will make sense. So a little edging going around. But again, at the minute, it makes not much sense. It just goes around the edge. We're going to fill it with trees and stuff. But this is where it now comes together. So we have to maximize as much of a connection as you can. Now, these are important. These little kind of crissy crosses there. These really allow us to have, you know, as much walkability to these areas as you can possibly get it. They don't look pretty right now, but just bear with me. Bear with me. And having them like how I'm doing it, it creates an extension to the path and to the road. So keep it going, boys. Right down. Last couple now. So some are longer than others. But that's part of the beauty. So this now makes it all intertwined and connected. Now, you might start seeing a few people utilizing them and walking on them, which would be really, really handy. But we're more concerned about right now implementing additional stuff around this area. So like we'll start with the smaller parks in the smaller little kind of areas. So we'll do a little bit of a dog park just over on this one. So making sure that we're not clipping the actual paths themselves. Let's say we get stuff like this in. We're going to go quite heavy on a lot of this stuff. Because I want to make this, you know, quite a populated area that people want to go to. We've done some dog parks. We'll do some small playgrounds. I'll do another one over here as well. And then we'll look at some larger parks. If there's any space I can drop a large park in, we'll do it. There we go. Large playground is also a nice little good one we can throw in. And any of the sports stuff as well, like a little bit of a skate park on the edge. We've got a basketball court. Nice little shout there. A tennis court. We've got an outdoor gym. I'll probably get a couple of these outdoor gyms real quick. Large sports facility. These are way too big for this area. Oh, actually, we've got a community pool. Tourist attractions. Nah, too much. And then we'll go and look at trees. So the trees in this little section, we've got oak, oak, oak. There's an apple tree. But it's mainly looking like it's oak. So, oak trees, multiples, brush strength, high. We're going to fill in all these little nooks and crannies right now. And then give it time with the trees growing. You'll have like a New York-esque vibe. Even though I'm not trying to build a city. But it really then kind of makes this area a nice place to visit in the region. Nice place to visit. Nice afternoon walk or morning walk with the dog. Get some fresh air. Especially for the students of the medical college as well. Medical university. Is it good at medical university? Yeah. It gives them a place to kind of take a break, doesn't it? It's going to look really good. I mean, you got to wait for the trees to grow. But it is going to look pretty good. And there's more of a reason to walk around here now as well. Because you've got all these little additional bits and bobs. But it'll take a while before you start seeing people utilising it. Because I still don't feel like people are fully moved into this area yet. It's quite busy around here. And we'll see what happens. So, we'll throw in a couple of car parks. I haven't placed any car parks in a long time. I do feel like car parks are just pure traffic magnets. So... Oh, have we not unlocked underground car parking? Do you know what? We'll unlock it. We'll unlock underground car parking. Right, so... underground car parking. I'm going to place one there. I'm actually going to throw one in there. There. And there. I'll throw one in just here as well. Main reasons being, they're in strategic locations for this whole area in general. They fill the little gaps. They have trees and stuff around, so they fit within the theme. There's transport nearby, which makes sense for why they need it. I'm just a little bit concerned about the traffic it does cause. And it does cause a lot of traffic, doesn't it? Right, let's fill this little space up over here then with some more residential. So all low density residential. We go with. We could actually fill in that little nook and cranny there by extending this road as a little cul-de-sac to fill in some additional house in there. That works out pretty well. That really does. So our population is now up to 62,000. We've actually increased the population quite rapidly. We really have. Now, the only way that we will have unemployment, which is at 0.4%, which is still ridiculously low, is that we don't have enough uneducated or poorly educated jobs, which is the reason for why we don't have enough. Which that can mainly come from building more farms. What's the deficit like for now cotton? We've increased it that much. Vegetables is now the next deficit. Or the lowest surplus, I should say. The lowest surplus, not the next deficit. I mean, they're all making a huge surplus. But we need to keep on top of that. As long as we've got that on the go, we'll always be exporting. Could we utilize one? You could get one to fill this whole gap here. But we would need to bring out a dirt road. Like that. And I reckon that there, yep, is perfect. So this will be quite a large farm. This will be one of the larger farms that I've got now. That is quite a lot. That's probably one of the larger farms that I've built. Maybe. It's hard to say because that looks like a big farm there, but it's about 4 or 5. There's 4 farms in one. Yeah, that's got to be on one of the larger sizes that I've done. So that will kind of provide a lot of product and a lot of work availability. We'll also get in as well some trees down here. It would be nice to have a nice little tree run going through FarmTown itself. In the little areas where I probably know I'm not going to build anything, place down some trees. Fill in the gaps. But the downside is, in this game, you've got to wait for them to literally grow. Right, it's now currently February. It's still winter. Roll on spring, boys. Roll on spring. Anybody walking down my little paths now? A nice afternoon stroll? I mean, it is 5 AM in the morning, and anyone walking around right now is going to get arrested by the police, because you, sir, should be in bed. It is illegal to be awake at that hour. There we go, just as I expected, boys. Somebody walking their Doge. Nice. Imagine walking your Doge down there with the river and that view. And these big cliffs. It looks weird now, doesn't it? That's pretty good. We will take that. We will take that. We will take that. So, things are working out. They are working out. And we are now slowly starting to fill all the little nooks and crannies and the little gaps. The Cattle Park, look at that. Nearly 3,700 employees we could have. But we're not filling it all. Mainly because a lot of them are higher educated positions. Has that school been filled? No. How's the high schools doing? See, even that one's not really that filled. But that's why you gotta get buildings that are like abandoned. That increase the percentages of stuff that happen. That's why them signature buildings that we placed down were a huge help, because they did increase our, you know, percentage of interest for the higher education levels. Painter Mansion, the Gatehouse Residence, the Vista Building. These all provide happiness boosts that I'm going to try and squeeze in somewhere. What are these buildings like? That's a fairly decently sized one as well. That'll be a kind of a cool one to get right on the edge. We've got the Painter's Mansion. Oh, it's a shame you couldn't squeeze it right there, isn't it? Why have I placed it right here? Oh, no. Just there. And then we've got the Vista Building, which is a fairly smallish medium density, which I could throw on the very end, and you wouldn't really know much difference. But it boosts the happiness in that area in general, which really works out. Now, the only downside to the whole city is apparently the high noise pollution. I'm so happy we've got this area now filled. And hopefully we do start to see more people utilising the walking areas. But again, it's ridiculously early in the morning. Apart from that one dude walking his dog, no one else is awake. No one else is awake. But roll on spring, roll on summer. I like to breed a little bit more light into the region. I really would. We got still so many more expansions that we got to get set up. So many more farms that we got to build. These are our current deficits, or I'll say deficits, surpluses. We've increased them. Vegetables and cotton done really well. Don't think it would have affected this too much. We could maybe start eating into it a little bit more, but you do need a few more factories here and there. And just out of interest, if I was to throw some factories in here, so if I went like to there with them, we'll wait for those 3 factories to be built, and you'll get an idea of what our city is really demanding from the factories with what they now start producing. So let's just see what it could be. And I'm quite surprised of how little traffic we do see running through this area. So this will take a minute or two right now. We've got to now build these up. It's on 10% being built. It will take a minute or two. Yeah, this is probably going to take a while. We'll come back to them. We will come back to it. But how are these car parks now? There's nobody in that one. Nobody in that one. 60 in that one. 47 in that one. 33 in that one. So they'll slowly get there. You gotta wait for a whole new day to begin, so the vehicles move around. What's happened over here? Oh, big crash. Here comes the road maintenance vehicle anyway. Hopefully to save the day. But other than that, it is what it is. Right, are these built yet? So I'm 36, 37, 49%. So that one has somehow managed to shoot straight through the roof with its percentages of being built. I don't think we have any car parks over here, do we? I mean, we have the car parks that come with the buildings that people are using, but they're not full. Right, have you done yet? 49 is now 60%. Can you hurry up, please? So what they store in here locally? Oh, there's a lot of beverages. That is the biggest product by tonnage. Beverages. And somehow we still have a deficit. I find that crazy to think of. By that logic, we shouldn't have any. Unless we've imported it and then we're storing it as an import. That could be the thing. Is that train okay? No way! Has that train just come down here, stopped, and then reversed in? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Right, we're getting timber from that one factory. That's blown my mind. That did happen, didn't it? I'm not tripping, am I? I'm so confused. I'm like so confused what happened. That's now producing beverages, this factory. And that one should now Skylluted straight out. Is producing timber. Maybe I just seen it wrong. Maybe they were slowing down. Maybe it slowed down to wait until it had the free route to go across the road. So we managed to get an extra beverage factory out of that. So I suppose, you know, it all works out in the end, right? It all works out in the end. But now it's daytime. Any walking people? Would you like to walk on the path? There's one. Going for a nice stroll. Destination? Over here. So it's quicker for them to walk and shortcut all the way down. It won't be beneficial for a lot of people, but it just adds a nice little bit of decoration, right? Yes, and I think we'll end it for here, boys. We've added nearly about 5,000 people to the region in general, which is almost 10% we've increased the population by. That's crazy to even think about that. If you did enjoy this episode, please smash that like button down below, and until next time, I see you all soon, so goodbye.